back. You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. But what's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoken the real. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train out, headed for the horizon where success is no doubt.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of What's Holding You Back. My name is Rob McCray from the Business Building Network.
And I'm Christine Allen from Clear Ambitions Mentors and Speakers. Hello, everyone. It's another Wednesday just after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we got an awesome conversation ahead. It's been a few weeks and nothing's going to hold us back from this broadcast. We're going to talk about being productive. I want 5 tips real quick that'll keep you productive daily.
Amen. Yes, indeed. So, yes, greetings to each and every one of you. So good to be back with you once again. As Christine said, we were away for the last 2 weeks. I just moved recently and had to get everything reset up. So it took me a little longer than expected. But we are back better than ever, and we are looking forward to having a wonderful time in your presence. So please jump on board, leave us a comment, be a part of the conversation. As I see our sis from Bold Nutrition's Consulting, our sis Yvette Bolden has already jumped on board. Blessings, my sis. So good to have you with us as we're going to have that conversation about how to be more productive in your life. Yes, so that's going to be our program for today. So as we ordinarily like to do, we like to start off by recapping our previous discussion. And yeah, it has been a couple of weeks, but last time we were on, we spoke about, does your partner speak in a language in which you don't understand? And yes, that was a very
Wow, yeah.
interesting conversation, to say the least. But yeah, we were thankful to have that conversation, and it was very engaging, to say the least. Yes, Christine, I think we're having some
It was great. We had different perspectives, different partners.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. So I'm freezing.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
How's that? Is it freezing?
At times, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My apologies.
No worries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep pressing through.
There we go. That's all we can do, right?
Keep pressing through, and if it gets really bad, then I'll have to hop on it and join on YouTube.
All right, no worries, no worries.
And how's it now? Better?
Yes, much better, much
Okay.
better. So yes.
Oh, awesome. So we were speaking about languages. So it was either your significant other, maybe your business partner, your colleague at school, at work, but somebody that just, you guys are on a different wavelength when it comes to the languages. And that could be either gestures, non-verbal languages. So that was a really good conversation.
Yes, it was very much so. So yes, that was our last broadcast. And in the event that you missed that one, we want to encourage you to go back to both of our YouTube channels. Christine's YouTube channel is Clear Ambitions, and my YouTube channel is Rob McCray Networking, and check out our latest video. But today we're going to be talking about how to be more productive in life and get more things accomplished throughout the course of the day. So we're going to go over 5 tips that will help you increase your productivity and get the results in which you are looking for. But before we do that, we always like to start off the program with having an inspirational quote in regards to the theme our particular topic. And for today, we have a quote, and it's referring to just that being more productive. So, Christine, if you will.
Productivity isn't about being a workhorse, keeping busy, or burning the midnight oil. It's more about priorities, planning, and fiercely protecting your time. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So productivity is not about being a workhorse.
Mhm.
Keeping busy or burning the midnight oil. It's more about priorities, planning, and fiercely protecting your time. I like that. That's great.
Yes. Yeah.
Fiercely protecting your time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that one is oh so important. That last sentence right there.
Okay.
Fiercely protecting your time. Because if you do not protect your time, you will end up giving it away, and it will greatly diminish the results that you will achieve and what you are looking for. And that at the end of the day, you're going to be trying to figure out, why didn't I get so many things accomplished? And it's
Mm-hmm.
because most likely gave away your time, or you let
Yeah.
yourself become distracted. So let's
Yes.
get into our discussion for today. So we're going to pull up some slides here to reference the different 5 points in which we're going to be talking about in order to create your productivity. So let's bring the slides up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So, yes, the first one that we see is, of course, turn off distractions, because this is the most important thing that each and every one of us must do if we're going to have the best results in which we are looking for. So when we talk about turning off those distractions, you need to have your phone either on silent or on vibrate. You need to make sure your notifications coming up on your computer are turned off, and any other distractions that may come within your household. Try to present yourself or get yourself into a room where you can have some time of silence, some time to think, some time to meditate, some time to pray, sometimes to get to that most productive state in which you need to be in to get the results in which you are looking for. So it is very important that you have that silence and that peace of mind to get the results in which you are looking for. So when it comes to really getting in that zone where you're going to get the most accomplished in a specific period of time, you have to know within yourself what makes you get into that state of mind where you're free thinking, where you have those creative thoughts coming through, and you can get the best possible results. So if that space or that place in which you so desire, what is it that enables you to get to that place? Is it some type of music, some type of meditation, some type of
Mm-hmm.
exercise, or whatever the case it may be? You know within yourself what does it for you. What is that trigger for you that brings you to that optimum position and where you're going to get in your most creative state? So you have to know where you need to be and how you need to get into that state of being so that you can get the best possible results. So yeah.
Well said. I'm looking at, yeah, that's great.
Mm,
Absolutely. And look at all the distractions, all the options and things that you
right.
need to do and prioritizing. There's a book about productivity, and the author, I'll
Hmm.
tell you the moment, seven. I'll get it by the end of the conversation. But in any case, they talk about big rocks, little rocks. So you have a jar. in
Right.
jars that you spend your time. So you have the big rocks that you put in there, and you figure maybe those are big rocks to your family, right? Spending time with your family, prioritizing where you spend your time, your energy, with your significant other. Those are big rocks. Then there's still, if you have a jar and you put all the big rocks in the jar, there's going to be some space in there, right? In the jar, little crevices, spaces. So you fill those little crevices and spaces with what? Little rocks. So the
Hmm.
little rocks might be your job, might be whatever it is, your hobby, something not as like, significant, right? It's not a game stopper where you won't drop everything and run to, like emergencies for your family or even good times for your family, right? So you
Hmm.
have the big rocks, you have the little rocks, and then there's still a little bit more room in the jar. You can still see some white space. So you filled up with sand.
Mm.
Sand is just like, you're binge watching, you're doing something fun. It's just sand, right? It's
Yeah.
free flowing. And so in this analogy in the book, and I believe it's by Stephen Covey, I'll look up the title again. The last piece is, even though you have the sand and it looks full, there's
Mm.
still room for more, and that's water. So the
Ooh.
water will still seep through the sand, soak in the
Yes.
sand, every
Yes.
little crevice you can. So and so the things that, and of course water is just things that you barely notice, or nice to haves kind of thing. And that's how you kind of measure what's more important, what's really filling up your jar should be the big rocks.
Awesome.
And so yeah,
Love that. Love
absolutely.
that. All right. Well stated, Christine. All
Mhm.
right. So once we have those distractions turned off, then we need to get into our workspace, our productive state, that environment that's going to allow us to get the results in which we are looking for. So now when we get into our quiet place, we already need to have some clear goals and priorities set and put in order. So what is it that you are looking to accomplish during this time in which you're working to complete as many tasks as possible? So as this previous slide says, productivity isn't about being a workhorse, but it's about prioritizing the goals, the things that are most important in completing some daily tasks that you want to see results on, and just continually working on these objectives until you have completed them. So you have to have created a list of things you want to accomplish for that particular day, and as you work and accomplish each goal, then you check them off and then you move on to the next. So that's just a part of creating or putting yourself in a most productive state. So that is slide number 2. All right, so moving on to
Yes,
slide.
and so
Hmm.
we can definitely Google Stephen Covey. He has a library of books, a series of books on time management. Excellent.
All right, good. So yes, as you speak about time management, that is our next slide here. So effectively managing your time. Yes, we all have 24 hours in a day, but the question is, what is it that you are doing within those 24 hours? Are you using your time most effectively to get the most out of your day? Right? So, as we talked about earlier, you have to turn off all of the distractions. Once you are in that state, your most creative and productive state, you cannot allow those distractions to come through and interrupt your flow. You're just getting into that creative state where things are starting to flow for you. You're starting to get results, and you're really seeing things start to manifest themselves, and you're like, wow, I'm really accomplishing some things. I'm getting some things done. And then what happens? You get that distraction and it throws you completely off. And it is so hard for you to get back into that creative state of being that it's going to take you at least 15 minutes. And you may not even get back into that creative state in which you were previously in if you allow those distractions to come through. So that's why it is so important that you turn off those distractions to stick to it. You have your to-do list of the
I think you might be frozen there, Rob, or in my, is it only on my end? Yvette, you in the chat? Is Rob frozen for you too? Yvette Bolden? Okay.
Can you hear me?
So maybe, yes, I can hear you. Maybe I was frozen, but you looked frozen. Oh, someone said yes. Okay. So I'm going to carry on while Rob's internet resets. I noticed something about this picture. It's lopsided. I think there might be only one male in the picture. Does anybody else notice that? The
That
time
freeze up
management.
again.
You're good now. You're flowing now.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Sorry about that. I don't know why we're having so many connection issues today, but we will try to get them resolved. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mama Sandra, Mama Bowles, letting us know. So I don't know where I froze up at, but I was just stating that, it's very important that we create a schedule and stick to it and checking off our to-do list after we accomplish the goals that we are working on for the day. And once we have accomplished each goal, take some time out to really think about what you have done and appreciate yourself for doing so. Don't just automatically move on into the next thing. Take a little time to reflect. Okay, so this is what I have accomplished. This is what is going to help me with as time goes on. So give yourself that time to appreciate what you have accomplished, and then you can move on unto the next thing. All right.
Okay.
So that is a part of managing your time effectively. And also,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to managing your time, we want to use what's called the 80-20 rule, which means you're going to
Okay.
focus 20% of tasks that produce 80% of your actual results. So, what does that mean? That means when you
Mm.
talk about using AI, which is the big thing now, but you have tools and systems in place which you can use and set up that's going to do a lot of the work for you. You do not want to spend a lot of your times doing manual labor that's not going to produce
Mhm.
any results for you financially. So, a lot of things
Mhm.
that we can be outsourcing or using different tools to get these same things done, we want to
Mhm.
we want to automate that process and use these tools to conserve a lot of the time
Mhm.
that can be wasted in doing these particular tasks if we don't have some type of systems in place. So that is a part of managing your time effectively by using tools that will allow you to save a lot of time. All right, so let's move
Okay.
on to the next. All right, this one, very, very important and often overlooked. You have to be very health conscious. Uh, many a times we get so caught up in our work and the things that we are trying to accomplish throughout the course of the day, the weeks, the months, in the year, that we totally neglect ourselves and our health. And once we start to have our health fail us, then the body is going to start to break down and eventually shut down on you if you don't get or take the necessary measures. So it is most important that you
Mhm.
get enough sleep for yourself. Christine, yes, I'm talking to you. So yes, get your proper sleep.
Do I look
Get your
really that tired?
no, no, no. But I know you are one that overextends yourself, and you really don't take the time out for yourself to get your proper rest. So yes, just a reminder to you, my sis, because I deeply care about you, and I want you to be your most effective self, and that all comes with making sure that you're getting your proper rest, and that's to each and every one of you out there. We get so consumed in work, tending to the family and other things that we have to deal with in life that we often neglect ourselves, and that is a terrible thing to do. So if we have to remind one another, then so be it. But yeah, we have to make sure we're taking care of our health, we're getting the proper sleep, we're eating properly, we're taking time out to exercise, even if it's nothing more than walking a couple of blocks. But make sure you're doing this on a daily basis. It is so important. And you also have to be in control or understand your stress management. In the workspace, we are under a lot of stress. So you have to find a way to release that stress, release that negative energy, and don't let it just build up and fester inside of you and cause health issues. So these are just things that we have to remind ourselves of, and making sure that we are taking all of the necessary precautions to make sure that we don't let ourselves do harm to our physical body. We only get one. So if you don't take care of it, guess what? You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So take care of your body, don't neglect it, and maintain your health. What you got, Christine? I think she's freezing up. So when I speak about taking care of your health, we're not just talking about physically. We're talking about physically, mentally, and spiritually. Get that calling from up above. Take your time out to pray, meditate, and talk to your heavenly Creator. Have that connection. That's going to go a long way in helping you get the results in which you are looking for and find a greater connection. So that's all a part of taking care of yourself and being more health conscious. All right, so I think we lost Christine, but hopefully she will be back in a few. So we're going to go on to the last slide. Okay, thanks, sis. All right. Oh, frozen again. Okay. Blessings, evangelist. Yes. Tell me about that stress. Thank God for Sabbath day. Yes, time to rest and be in tune with the Lord. Yes. You're so right, evangelist. You are so right. And thank you so much for sharing that. All right. Let's see if we got Christine back. Christine, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Rob. Yes.
All right. Excellent. So, did you hear the last part about maintaining our health?
I did. I did. I
Oh,
appreciate your words. Thank you.
all right. Good, good. Okay, so let's move on to the last slide. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So, yeah,
and I
this
do have
is,
to give a plug. Sorry, Rob. I have to give a plug to Yvette Nutrition Consulting for those that need that nudge accountability partner, a plan to stick to it. Please connect with Yvette. Yvette, if you can put your business website, your link in the chat for us, that'd be awesome.
okay, excellent. Yes. Yes. Let me see if I can pull up her link as well while she's putting that up in the comments. So yes. So the last slide
Mhm.
talking about a state of continual growth. So what do we mean by that? Well, we want to take every opportunity to continue to educate ourselves, be enlightened. Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. Surround yourself with people that are doing the things in which you aspire to do. You know, let them be your mentors, your coaches, your motivation, your inspiration, and they will help you even if they don't know so. Just by being around them and studying and listening to them, you're going to consume so much information from them, and it's going to tremendously help you with your growth and maturity in getting to the place in which you so desire, and making you have greater results and being more productive, right? So you want to focus on the things that are working, and don't really, worry about the things that are not working. You want to try to learn new skills each and every day. That's why you want to be surrounded by people that are doing the things in which you aspire to do, and people that are, really intelligent and have a grasp, a good understanding of,
Mhm.
what it takes to create success. And then you just want to follow that blueprint. Follow those who have already done it, and just, follow in their footsteps. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. It's already been done. You just, continue on with what they're doing, what they have already done, and put your own little fine prints on it. Right. So yeah, so that is the last slide there when we talk about your personal growth and development. All right.
This has been a really good conversation. Absolutely. It's never an old, right? It's never old conversation. We talk about time management. When you hear about funerals, unfortunately happening, ages, there's no respecter of ages.
Right.
Don't take your time for granted.
No, we really
Right.
can.
And like that slide, yeah, the motivational quote said that you cannot take time for granted at all. So prioritizing what you do, when you do, how you do it. Um, that's it. And I think Yvette's going to help us. I think when you get into that, hello, Sandra. It says it's really really important, when you have that wellness and you understand the importance of your heart. We spoke about it in one of our earliest episodes, broadcasts, if you will, with what's holding you back. We said about time. Well, the heart is called the ticker,
Yes.
right? Your heart actually has a rhythm, and it's called the ticker. That's a
That's
nickname. So when you think about your time, think about your heart. How many heartbeats do you have,
right.
right? And I won't prolong the conversation, but it could be a segue. um, yeah, it could be a segue into something else, but absolutely.
Yes. How many ticks in the old ticker are left? Yes, but yeah, it's true. The heart is a muscle, and it needs
It's a
to have
muscle.
proper maintenance and exercise to keep it healthy. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's all a part of
Yeah.
it. So yes, as Mama Bowles was saying, she's
Yeah.
going on to Bible study. So God bless you, and thank you so much for joining us, as we will be going on to Bible study in just a few moments as well. So we thank you so much for joining us. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, that is the web address for Yvette Bolden's DNA, the fitness coach, for her website, which is boldnutritionconsulting.com. Please, by all means, visit her website.
Hmm.
If you have any weight management issues, you want some diet help, diet planning. Yvette has a DNA-based business, fitness business designed and customized specifically for your body type. So please, by all means, reach out to her and she will be a great asset to you in helping you get to the proper place in which you so desire. Yes, yes. All
Awesome.
right. Christine, you got anything before we close out for this evening?
Nothing but well wishes. See each other next week. What's holding you back, crew? 6 p.m. And Wednesdays, set your clocks. Okay, set your alarms. We'll
Yes,
spend some good time together.
absolutely, absolutely. So yes, family, apologize for the technical issues. I see that we still have to get some things sorted out here, but we will hopefully have that all set up and corrected by the time we come on again next week. As Christine said, next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the broadcast this evening. And we look forward to seeing you next week for another edition of What's Holding You Back. And if you have not already subscribed to both of our YouTube channels, please go ahead and do so. Christine's YouTube channel is Clear Ambitions, and my YouTube channel is Rob McCray Networking. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next week on the next edition of What's Holding You Back.
What's holding you back? We'll see you next week.
In the sky, what's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky, oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoke in the wheel. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train. I'm headed for the horizon with success is no doubt. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back